structure a criminal offense. We're also looking at increasing the connectivity between our fiber optic backbones. We have several operators, several infrastructure providers that are building backbones that are not connected to each other. We're working with them to interconnect these backbones so that we have better access to our Nigerian citizens. In terms of connectivity, on December 19, 2011, Nigeria successfully launched the NigerSat-1 House satellite. This is a hybrid satellite for broadcasting, telecommunications, and navigation services with footprints in over 35 countries, 35 African countries, Europe, and parts of Asia. 32 transponders, KU, CA, all the frequency bands are present on this. So this is tremendous infrastructure for the country. And in addition to commercializing these satellite resources, we will also be using these resources to increase broadband penetration in the rural and difficult-to-reach areas. In terms of inclusive development and bridging the digital divide, what we have done over the last year or so is to extend the benefits of ICTs to all Nigerians, regardless of their demographic or socioeconomic status, through the various intervention funds that we have. We have connected 766 secondary schools, both by deploying PCs and giving them access to the internet. We have provided PCs and internet access to 193 tertiary institutions. We have deployed IT centers in 240 locations across the 6 geopolitical zones, and we have 146 community communication centers deployed across the country. Basically, what we're doing is using the intervention funds we have to ensure that every single Nigerian, regardless of their socioeconomic or their demographic status, has access to digital devices and has access to the internet for development, for education, and for growth. Our post offices represent a national asset and a treasure for us in this ministry. We have 1,065 post offices, 1,304 postal agencies, 787 postal shops, 3,000 physical outlets of the post office, bigger than any bank in this country. So of course we're working with the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Bankers Committee in a collaborative manner to drive digital inclusion and financial inclusion using our post office infrastructure. And with this, we hope that we'll be able to reach more Nigerians, and more Nigerians can participate in the growth and development of this country. We will readily admit that there are some sustainability issues in some of the interventions that we've been doing. And of course, the best thing about this is that you can always learn from your past errors, you can learn from mistakes, you can learn from what you did before. And as we go forward in bridging the digital divide, I just want to talk to you about a number of things we're working on. The National Research and Education Network, in partnership with the Nigerian Universities Commission, the World Bank, and the Tech Fund, is going to deploy a 10 gigabyte per second fiber optic-based network to connect Nigerian universities to wider research and education. It is unconscionable that many of our students will leave our universities without having decent access to the internet, whether it's for education, whether it's for research, whether it's for collaboration with other universities. This is not what we need to do in our universities. So we're working with the Ministry of Education to deliver this infrastructure. For the 2013, we hope we'll connect 36 federal universities, 28 on-campus sites, and 12 medical colleges. Phase 2 will then include the state universities, polytechnics, and colleges of education. The initial capital is going to be provided by the Tech Fund, like I said, the Universal Service Provision Fund, and of course the World Bank's Development Fund. The beauty about this is that the combination of the aggregation of all that universities spend on internet access, together with the very low rates at which help the students, provide a means for the sustainability of this network, as opposed to where we continue to have to put in capital over time. In terms of domestic value added, there are a number of things that we have started, and these are really policy interventions and programs that will grow the domestic ICT industry, create jobs, and increase the contribution of ICT to GDP. Let me talk first about the middle of the slide, that's the computer ownership or device ownership program. If we provide internet connectivity to the university, then of course you must give them the devices by which they access the internet. And we're looking at a situation where we don't want to be providing free computers because something that is free is not valued. And we're looking at, we've gone into a partnership with Intel, with the Nigerian Universities Commission, with the NYSC and this ministry to first of all deliver computers that are priced between 50 to 80,000 naira per unit, 30 to 40% discount on the average computer. We will include in these computers a discounted internet services working with the telecoms company until the time that we deploy this 10 gigabyte fiber optic link across universities. The payback rate is affordable, working with the banks between 2,500 and 3,000 naira per month per 290,000 to about 1.5 million by the end of 2014. What is more important is that out of these 1.5 million computers, the way that we structure the program is that at least half of them will be delivered by local equipment manufacturers. And that is, they will move about 200,000 to 750,000 computers. As a federal government, we are also putting our money where our mouth is. The federal government IT budget is anything from 50 to 70 billion naira. And what we are saying is that we need to deploy that money to the local ICT industry. Personal computers below a certain configuration, 4 gigabytes of memory, 512 gigabytes of hardness, must be purchased from local equipment manufacturers. Software and services for federal government purposes must be purchased from 4 kinds of companies: local, indigenous funds, multinationals with an established presence in Nigeria, local funds that have offshore international partners, must demonstrate to us that they have a robust skills transfer process that will transfer some of those skills to Nigeria. And of course, local content guidelines. We have finalized our local content guidelines that will level the competitive field and increase patronage of indigenous companies. We're looking at things like the uncompetitiveness of our industry right now is that sometimes the duty on the finished computer, the duty on the finished card, an e-card, the duty on the steel components of a base station that is made there is higher than the duty on the finished good. Nigerian manufacturers are almost disadvantaged from day one. We're working with the Ministry of Finance to create a much more competitive advantage. Let me just pause a minute and just show you the kind of things that I do. Today, I will show you a regulation. This is a tablet computer that has been designed by Nigerians. It is currently made in China. We're working with them to bring that production capacity to Nigeria. This is another type of computer. This is also designed by Nigerians. In fact, the functionality of this computer is better than the iPad. And I'm telling you that, it's better than the iPad. We also have here, these are SIM cards that are made by a company in Nigeria with the highest levels of certification and security. So we can do these things. And what we need to do is encourage this industry and encourage Nigerians to buy local because they're really just as good as any computer. These computers are being turned into any computer that is going outside of this country. In terms of capacity building, what we're saying is that even as the industry is growing, we need skills to form the growth of the industry. And a lot of those skills are coming from offshore, particularly in that highly skilled area. The number of things that we have done in the last 9 months, we are about to sign an MOU with an engineering company that will train and certify up to 5,000 Nigerians within the next 3 years. And the import of this, what does this do? It enables us to replace expatriate expertise with highly skilled Nigerians. We will increase the supply of highly skilled talent to a fast-growing sector. We will enhance the ICT industry employment opportunities. The first center will be up and running by Q4 of 2012. We are also in discussions with a few other IT academies to increase their capacity. They're training upwards of 80 Nigerians or 80 Nigerians per quarter. We can, by our intervention funds, increase the capacity to 200 and basically churn out many more highly skilled Nigerians to participate in the growth of this industry. These are science graduates. They don't have to be engineers, they're science graduates with a science or numerate background. We have also had improvement with Cisco, which is one of the biggest networking companies in the world, to set up an academy in Nigeria to certify the highest level of Cisco engineering. That's a Cisco certified internet network expert. Today, Nigerians are traveling to Dubai, to South Africa, to the US to take these exams and the practical test they have to do to be Cisco certified engineers. You can't guarantee that you're going to pass the first time, so your money runs out after the first or maybe the second time, together with the accommodation, transportation, and visa procurement costs. These are engineers or experts that are in high global demand, not just in Nigeria. So what we're doing, again, we're eliminating the exorbitant cost of pursuing these certifications, and we're replacing the expanded expertise with highly skilled Nigerians. Our IT Development Fund has also provided scholarship schemes for master and PhD students in ICT-related sectors, encouraging them to conduct research on the Nigerian economy, the Nigerian ICT sector, and basically using that research as input into some of our incubation centers that I will talk about in a minute. So this is local research to foster local innovation. They have awarded 111 MSc scholarships and